can I find this? So I have talked about vegan a lot, and people have said to me, Leslie, I didn't realize that wine, that was an option. Like I had a class the other day, and this gentleman said he saw vegan wines in one of the stores he was shopping, and he was just confused by the whole term. So this particular wine here we go, is called Paul Buis, and it is a sparkling rosé. It is made in Bourgogne, so it is a Cremant. Sparklings that come from Burgundy, or also referred to as Bourgogne, are called Cremant. So essentially, it's still a sparkling wine, but that's their preference of it. And Cremants traditionally are made with Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. And so this particular sparkling wine, Paul Buis, is vegan. And so when I talk about vegan, vegan means how the wine is finished. And so that's the last part of the production process, and what material is used to finish it. So often, when wine is made, as we talked about, my little 10-second chemistry lesson is that there is the juice from the grapes, and then there is also the yeast, and the yeast eats the juice from the grapes, turning it into sugar. Turning it into alcohol. And that is what is known as fermentation. And then the wine goes through different methods of fermentation. It goes through different temperatures or what have you. But once that process is done, and they have started to finish the wine and prepare it for aging, that means is that they want to stabilize the wine. They're identifying if there needs, like if we needed to add sugar to it, if their wine appears to be a little too astringent. They're removing what we call the lees, which is the dead yeast in the wine. And so refining it, that you have this clear presentation of the wine. And so when you have this clear presentation of the wine, they call that process refining. And that process, they use a protein to help finish the wine. And that protein sometimes can be an egg protein, sometimes it can be a fish bladder protein, but those are animal products, animal byproducts. And believe it or not, vegan is nothing new. It's been happening for, I don't know if I could say centuries, but it's been happening for decades, where winemakers choose not to use choose not to use an animal byproduct. They choose to use a vegetable. So they may use like beans or potatoes or something of that nature to perform the same task that you would use with an egg protein. Usually it's like a bean protein or what have you. And one of our favorite winemakers, from Sip and Share out of Indiana, ever since I've known them, they have always been vegan made. This was something that was really important to their founder. And so they continue to be a vegan friendly. So if you're looking for that, often on the back of the bottle, it will say, it will have a V, or it will say that it's vegan or